Hello friends, my name is Jake Despain, and I started this primary news network thing several years ago as just some crazy idea to try to teach the gospel to the kids in a fun way, and to get my kids involved in the gospel and as well. And so it's been super fun and allows me in normal life to think of things in my daily life that may be applicable to the primary that week. And when I've been traveling, I think of, how could I use this to teach the gospel to the primary? And I thought, as I get to, who knows what may be the end of this calling in the church, it'd be fun to start documenting some of the things that I do for my own personal memory but maybe to help others to come up with ideas. A lot of them are silly and fun, but I try to tie them to the gospel in some way, and or to just keep the kids' attention so that they want to come back to primary and they associate it with a positive fun time. So it's kind of fun. I started with this briefcase that I got from my grandpa when he passed away, and it was his briefcase in college, and I usually put in here what I'm going to use for that day. So we're learning the song Noah. It's a Shauna Edwards song. It's such a cool and fun tune, and so I went ahead and got the rain stick, which the kids enjoy. Not very expensive. And then I got this thunder tube that makes thunder noises. And this has also been a fun one that the kids love. So that's been good. Today, and when we've sung the song Noah, I've used those at random times. Today, I had the idea to teach a principle that was in the Come Follow Me from this week, and it talked about having faith in the Lord will help you have hope in the future. And I love that concept because we don't know. There's things that happen in our lives that we maybe the next day we think, okay, I know what's going to happen tomorrow. I feel confident in that, but I don't know what's going to happen in a year or 2 or 10. And it takes some true trust in the Lord to have hope in and peace of mind for the future. So I thought, how do I teach that? And I thought, okay, I'm going to get some big pieces of paper. So I got a big yellow piece of paper and wrote on it, there is through faith in Jesus Christ. And I said, okay, this is like being right in front of us. You can see this and read this easily, right? And then I said, okay, let's go to the next one. So then I put this up there, and a little bit smaller. And these are actually way cool. They're Post-it notes, just large Post-it notes. And I wrote the next part of the phrase, and you could get creative as what you put on the paper, but I just wrote the theme of that topic, and so I put the second part of the sentence on there, and then I used the same color, just keep that theme, and I wrote really small to where they couldn't see it, or at least the back rows couldn't see it. And then I got out the trusty binoculars, and with these binoculars you could see, from the back of the room, that small print. And I encouraged them, as we were singing, the good singers and those who were being reverent and paying attention, that they got to go back and decipher what the last thing said. And I probably actually could have been more creative as to what I put on the papers, because and make it more of a puzzle of sorts. But I thought that was a fun idea, and I said, hey, this little paper is signifying or showing what the future might be, and you can't see it. It's there, but it's so small you can't quite make out what it's going to be like. But through following the prophet, through having faith in Jesus Christ and trusting in our God, in our heavenly Father, and Jesus Christ, that we can have hope and believe that things will work out, because they love us and because they know our plan better than we do. So I'm able to teach on that. A couple other things as we sing songs today that, again, just random stuff. I don't even know where I got this, but little shark thing, when they open the mouth, I invite usually a birthday kid or whatever to come up. When they open the mouth, we sing. When he closes it, we don't. We were also primary pop stars today, so we each got out our microphone and sang like a pop star. And then this was kind of random, but I have a little Batman guy here, and when they lifted up the arms, we lifted our arm. It was like Simon Says while we were singing, and that was fun. So those are my ideas. Oh, and last one that we did last week that was kind of fun. So I got a huge Book of Mormon here. Have a Doctrine and Covenants. I need to get a Bible. Hopefully they come in these big ones. But two things I've done with the Book of Mormon and the scriptures before. I've had a little secret with the primary pianist, and I've told them, hey, don't play the piano. Like when I tell you to come in, pretend that it's not working. And so that happened last week, and it happened a couple times. Said, no, this is where you come in. And she said, it's not playing. And everybody's like, all the kids and teachers are like, it's not playing. And I totally faked them out. And I said, well, okay, this has happened before. When I open up the Book of Mormon, then she starts playing, or because it's only contingent on the Book of Mormon or the scriptures being open. And so so it worked, and it's just an extra little bit of fun, so that during the song, when I close it, she stops playing, and the kids love that. Lastly, I have a little surprise in here. So I came up with this last week. So I'm gonna open this up, and a butterfly's gonna fly out. I don't know if it showed that on the camera, but these are fun. They're not very expensive. They're these butterfly things with a rubber band on them, and you put them in, and I didn't twist it very much, that one. They usually fly up a little more. And so I surprised them a couple weeks ago with these, and it's just fun to keep their attention that way. And usually I'm able to tie a gospel principle to this. On this particular one, I'm not sure I applied a gospel principle. I think it was just fun. Well, that was today. Happy Mother's Day. See ya.